Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
What a bunch of idiots, imbeciles, stupid as it gets. Stupid, clueless idiot, a bunch of clueless nuts. Is there anybody here that's got any brains? Stupid, stupid, stupid every day, every night. So stupid. Yeah, just really stupid.
You feel that? This is a good feeling right now, all right?
Yeah.
But, of course, welcome to the show. Raw is over. We're here. We do be live. We will be joined by Mr. T and Lethal in a little bit. This is good feeling, though. Feels good. You know what this is, Trey? This is the feeling of enjoying a wrestling show.
Yes. Oh, man.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I have any real complaints, honestly.
I a couple nitpicky ones? Yeah. I've got a couple, but man, this was
potentially already Raw of the year. We got a rest of the year, but man,
it's starting off strong. It's starting off really fucking strong. I got to be honest, this may be one of my favorite Raws of all time.
Yes,
it felt
like, I'm gonna say it. This is on par with like the 1998 2000 Raws for me. That's how good I think the show was.
Well, I have a bit of a comparison later on that I think you guys. I mentioned it when we were watching the show, but I think the chat may enjoy it. But yeah, Trey, how are you feeling? I want you to just tell us how you're feeling after that show. You know, don't go too in depth, but just give us,
I'm feeling
nice
good.
breezing.
What a great show. Pretty much all the calls were, like, at least with the matches, were correct, in my opinion. Like, it's just a nice feeling. Rhea got her title back. That feud's done. That Punk Rollins match is definitely match of the year contender already. I know it's just January, but fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. It was very, very good. What else did you like?
It was awesome seeing Cena. I'm kind of happy no one interrupted him, just because I was like, let Cena cut his promo, let him share that moment with the crowd. And speaking of which, the fucking crowd, one of the best American crowds in a long fucking time.
Yeah, that crowd was fucking wild. We have somebody who was also wild. He was cheering, hooting, hollering. He was actually, at one point, he got a little bit naked. Mr. T is here. How's it going, Mr. T?
What's going on, boys? Yeah.
Wow, way to fucking make the audience. You're not the fucking Rock, bro.
Fuck you. Anyway, I really like the show. I piggyback on Trey's comments. The crowd was hot. The stadium was great. I really liked the opening with The Rock coming out. That was kind of it was kind of bittersweet. I didn't like how he broke kayfabe, but besides that, I did like how he opened up the show.
Here's the thing: we'll get into it a little later on. I don't think he broke kayfabe. I don't think he actually broke kayfabe.
I don't know.
I think he's trying to fake people out, and that's the vibe I'm getting from the whole thing, because he was acting that way on his IG afterwards. And if you remember Bad Blood, he was like, just shit talking people, doing all that stuff. Yeah. Speaking of shit talking, this man eats shit for a living, and he has stains of it on his bed.
Let me tell you something, brother. Right. Come buy my beer.
Holy shit. We'll get into that. Get into that. We're actually just at the opening here. Before we get into that, Lethal, what did you think of the show as a whole?
As a whole, I think it peaked really early.
Yeah.
It peaked early.
I can agree with that.
The first two matches were probably the best ones. I don't know about this whole 3-hour thing. I think it's just a bit too long.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's what I
Half
heard
hour.
Bubba Ray Dudley saying. I'm like, I don't know, 2.5 hours may be too long. This show,
2 hours.
I would rather the show go too short than too long. I'd rather be left wanting more than getting too much.
Yep, I agree with that.
But
Fair.
2.5 hours, I could see that being the sweet spot for Raw.
Yes. And they did say that they're going to be flexible at the time. So Triple H
Yeah.
did confirm that. I kind of understood. I figured tonight was going to be 3 hours. I kind of figured it was for the first episode. And they did say it was going to be a mini mania. And at some points, it definitely felt like that. So
See, even with that, I felt like the first match, to an extent, the second one was the best example of that. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here, but the fucking third match with McIntyre was terrible.
that's
it
probably
was-
the weakest match.
Yeah.
It was
It
boring.
was
It was
low as
boring.
fuck.
Yeah.
And for example, Lord Botha here in the chat, shout out to everybody in the chat. We will get to chat in a little bit. He said, I enjoyed the C-SPAN level of excitement the crowd had. If you tuned in during that McIntyre and Jey Uso match, you would really feel like the show is like, oh, this is not very good. Now, if you're coming in at the main, the crowd started to get hot again.
Yeah.
But after that, after the women's match, people were just kind of drained. It seemed like it was drained, and it is a long time for a show. 3 hours is a long time.
Yeah.
This is one of the benefits of Mania going to 2 nights, which I know a lot of people have complaints about that, but the benefit is you can go home earlier, get some sleep, come back, and you're excited again.
Yep.
You get to kind of put that lightning back in the bottle a bit. Whereas, with a long ass Mania, by the time it's the main event, people just don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
30
with Raw,
was it-
I think people were tired the fuck out at the end.
Yeah.
It was also, I get it from an advertising perspective, but I get it. We're live on Netflix for the premiere. I'm literally watching it. You don't have to tell me 100 times.
Yeah. This is going to be the new WWE network for a while, if anyone remembers that.
The new $9.99, yeah.
Yeah, $9.99. Yes.
But again, to jump ahead a little bit, do you think they're gonna edit the Hulk Hogan part?
No,
I
think they're gonna let him sink.
I don't think they can go back and post and fix it. I don't think.
Do
Yeah.
we want to
Netflix has done shit like that before.
Yeah. Do we want to just get Hogan out of the way here?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the.
Yeah.
that was stupid.
That was the worst part of the show. One,
Yes.
we got Jimmy Hart on TV at least. I like Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
He's
And
great.
it was
He
cool
hasn't
seeing
been
American
around
flag.
this much.
He came out with the American flag. I love that. That was cool to see.
Jimmy Hart was there. It's good to see him on TV. Jimmy Hart doesn't get enough respect, I think, from casual wrestling fans. So good for him to come out and have something, happen. We got to see him at Saturday night's main event in the crowd, but he gets to do something this time. That's nice to see. Hogan shouldn't have fucking been there.
That's my problem with the whole Hogan situation. Is it kind of feels like they threw him under the bus a little bit. They knew he was going to get fucking booed.
Yeah.
Like, either over there they're booing him because of all the Trump shit, or you're booing him because he just came out to shill his beer and did a real
that
bad
too.
stretch,
Oh, and the
whole
N-word thing.
was bad.
And the N-word thing. I mean, I'll be real.
Yeah.
I
Here's
didn't
the
care
thing.
what Hogan said, but I didn't need him there. That was such a weird. You know
He's
what it
not
was?
a-
It was like
It's
Goldberg
not a
at Bad
part of
Blood.
Raw. Yeah.
That's what this.
But at least that's a little bit better. Goldberg's from Atlanta. Like Hogan wasn't. He was on like what, one episode of Raw before he left and then came back.
He was on. Yeah, he was on a couple. You talking about when like first debuted?
Yeah. I
Was
mean,
he at 40?
he was
Yeah,
in the
he was-
company before he left for WCW. He
He
part
was
of-
already gone when it first started. So he was like only there for like 2 episodes and like dipped. That's when he went to WCW.
He just did promos. Like he never.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever even had a match on Raw until after
No.
WCW had shut down.
At-
2002. 2002.
So it
is when
should have.
came.
it should have been Austin, but something must have. I assume they probably tried to get Austin. That's the rumor. They
Austin
tried to
wanted-
get Austin. It
apparently-
fell through.
Apparently, Austin wants a lot of money and he hates traveling. That's
Oh, I don't blame him. I'd want a lot of fucking money too. Look at
I
what
mean,
The
he-
Rock's getting for shit, you know?
But I mean, he lives in Vegas though, so I mean, Vegas and California is not that far from each other.
No.
right? Like maybe like an hour.
He could drive. It's a drive, man. It's a drive. He could literally drive there.
Yeah, I don't know.
The main thing with the Hogan stuff that I've been seeing online is a lot of people want to attribute it to politics is why he got booed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with politics. It's because
Oh.
everyone No, I'm sorry. It's because Hogan's a fucking retard.
That doesn't help, but I mean, California of all places is a
Maybe a little bit
bad
politics.
place to
I
bring him
said
out to.
there's probably a little bit politics, but it's mainly the fact that Hogan is
Well-
just such a fucking useless
I-
cunt.
I
to
just think it's
compare
the
it to that-
latter.
Sorry,
Sorry,
go
go
on.
ahead. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I'll just be really quick. Was there any booing for when Undertaker showed up?
No,
No. People were
Well,
cheering.
If you
I-
were gonna boo Hogan for Trump, you would boo Undertaker twice as hard.
Yeah,
Then.
yeah, he had Trump on his show.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. I think it's the latter. I think it's just because Hogan, what he said about the N-word 10 years ago, him not apologizing for that, the whole political thing, wherever you stand on that, too. And I think it's just really Hogan's just a real piece of shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All
Nobody
throughout
likes
the years. Yeah, all the years,
I mean-
people talk about all this dirty politics and shit. Look at Jesse Ventura and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
and,
just
like-
the latter to me. I think it's just it's all wrapped. It's a package all wrapped in one. You know what I mean?
I mean,
That's what-
we all know the meme. That doesn't work for me, brother. We all know that
Yeah.
meme. Like, people just don't like Hogan just because of that. I mean,
I think Mr. T hit the nail on the head. Either way you want to cut it, like we could sit here and argue about why it was bad, but the general
It was
consensus was it was a bad idea, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah.
Either
If
it was
he had
bad
a-
because Trump, it was bad because he dropped some N-bombs, it was bad because of the sex tape, it was bad
That was
because of the
chill.
Vince shit, it was
Yeah.
bad because it was a pretty bad shirt tear, and
Oh,
the dude
shoot,
just came
boy.
out
Oh.
to shill beer and left. Like it was just
Yeah.
bad any way you
And
cut
then-
it.
I think the best thing he could have done is on the spot in the moment when he realizes he's getting booed, he should have just switched gears and went heel.
Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah, and he said, he
NWO.
should have been like, you know what,
Yeah.
you guys don't even fucking deserve my beer. You know, like you guys are fucking scum.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. Like go real heel promo. The problem is Hogan is, I don't know, he's not good on the fly.
No, he's
No,
not
He
like
really isn't.
like as much as I thought The Rock was a bit fucking wanky. He's really good at being
Yeah.
like, oh, they don't like me, switch, play into it.
Yeah.
He can do it
Yeah.
like that. Hogan's.
Well, I
the
think
good
Hogan's
guy.
almost, and plus I think it's because Hogan's almost 80 years old, so maybe he's got brain rot. So maybe he's like
He
his
probably
brain's
didn't
not
even hear the
working.
booze. What if he
Yeah.
maybe didn't even really hear the booze?
I don't know if
I-
it's called.
hell.
Yeah,
At that point, it's called dementia, not brain rot.
Yeah.
But then,
like,
then during one of the commercials, he's in one of the commercials going, "Hell yeah, brother!"
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, like
Yeah.
right afterwards, they had a Saturday Night's Main Event commercial, and it's like, what the? Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
at least with
Hey, with
Taker, when he came out, it was to celebrate with Rhea. And I'm assuming it was like give her the rub.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it.
Well,
yeah, that was interesting. I'm sorry.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I would kind of want to go through this item by item a bit, but we got Hogan out of the way because fuck Hogan. I really don't like Hogan. I really can't stand the fucking guy. I
Too
just he's a shit wrestler.
Too bad
Um,
Sterling Craig couldn't watch. So yeah.
He's a fucking idiot. He tried to stream WWE content on YouTube. He showed the content.
Yeah, you showed it, bro. It's like me
And
showing
he's
a
like,
movie.
"Oh, I didn't realize I got taken down." Well, no shit. WWE
Yeah.
is terrible for copyright stuff. They're
Well,
one
not
of the
just
worst.
not just WWE. If I showed a movie, if I put Jurassic Park on my TV right fucking now and like flip the screen, we would get hit too. That's how it works.
Well,
Maybe shit.
here's the thing. There's a reason why we don't use the Great Khali's theme song on the show anymore.
Yeah.
Just the opening bit as a joke. We didn't use that much. We would get hit every single time. Now it was only blocking the video in Sri Lanka, but why?
And Russia.
We
some
know it's
shit.
going to end up happening. Why are we going to keep doing it? It was funny,
Yeah.
but
Ma-
it's
Maybe he
not
should have
worth it.
pulled a morgue pie, distributed on his ass. I already got
Could
away
have
with
brought
it.
in the viewers. Well, hey, so let's start off with the show. All right.
Yeah.
We have it open with the video that they put up online earlier. They put up the cold open. Actually, before that, they just kind of had drone footage, and I actually think that part was a little kind of shitty. I really wish they had just gone right into the Triple H part.
The cold
That-
open,
that-
yeah, that would have been
That
better.
cold
Yeah.
open. So they do that. They hit that. Triple H is standing on Fortnite. Confirmed. Triple H is in Fortnite now, or at least on Fortnite.
Yeah.
And with that, he goes and he does this whole promo about how it's new. It's the Netflix era. It's
Time to
me,
play the
Triple
game.
H. Time to play the game. So, anyways, that happens, and he leaves the ring. And what do we get? The lights go out. We hear game noise, and my first thought was like, "They're not doing Penta, right?" Didn't even think. Oh yeah, fucking Final Boss, baby. That's right. The Rock is back. He is back with the Final Boss theme, right? The old Hollywood theme. He comes out. He's got the title. Everyone's waiting for him to do some heel shit. I wasn't happy about it watching the show, but after the fact, I'm like, I'm kind of happy they held off.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy they held off, like, because he's gonna turn heel.
And we all predicted it too. Let's be all real. I think a lot of us predicted, he's gonna cost Roman. And
yeah,
I'm kind of happy they're dragging it now. I'm like, you know what? Let it build. And he's still coming out with his fucking fake title. I love it.
Fucking Muhammad Ali. People,
That is
I love
such bullshit.
I like it though. It fits his character though. It fits his character.
Yeah, it
It's
makes
like,
it,
you know what?
it makes him look like a fucking asshole. I love it. Like he's just coming out with his fake little title. He's like, yeah, it means something. It's like, no one fucking does it. It's like,
That's why he should stick to the whole heel thing as well. Like, yeah, I got a
Yeah.
belt that none of you can have. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, fuck you, but I have it.
That's what
Yeah,
I don't know.
Triple H
I was
did.
kind of disappointed with the whole Rock thing tonight. I wanted him to come out and be a fucking prick.
So did
Yeah, I
I.
was ready for him to call the crowd crackheads too. I was waiting for that switch.
I thought he was gonna call the crowd homeless there for a second, since they are in California. He's like, look at all you homeless fucks out here. How'd you for a
that's
ticket?
true. That's true.
But
Yeah. What'd you think of the promo, Mr. T? The promo god. That's what they call. No one calls you that, actually.
no, they just call me the promo, the homo. Anyway,
The homo god.
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I don't really like how he broke kayfabe. I understand why he did what he did, but I'm with Lethal. If he would have came out and just like said, "Oh, thanks for being here," and all of a sudden just switch, like especially when Cody came up there, like when he said like what do you say the exact words with Cody, like this guy's been carrying the company on his back or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought immediately he was going to say, "You've carried the company on your back, but wait, I'm going to take it. Don't worry about it. 'Cause I'm going to take the load off you because I'm going to take that world title from you." And that's
Yeah,
what I
he
thought
should
they
have
were
said
gonna-
that. He should have
Just set up like
that.
their match, trying to build this up like for their match at Mania or something, right? But I understand why he did what he did. But I just wish he was heel. I wish he was heel Rock. In my opinion.
I think we're gonna get him. I'm starting to think it's story purposes now.
That's what I'm thinking. I think they're trying to. They know everyone is expecting Rock and Roman, right? That's the worst kept secret. They wanted to do it last year, they didn't.
Yeah.
So they obviously want to do it this year. I think what they're trying to do is kind of throw you off the scent a little bit,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I don't know how well that's gonna work, but when he fucking turns out of this, he's gonna fucking turn, and I think we're gonna get like him in like March of last
Dude.
March of last year, where he just fucking belting people with the weight belt and that fucking peak Mama Rhodes final boss moment.
I think when he
Mama
turns on
Rose.
Roman, it's gonna be a beatdown like he gave Cody. I think it's
Yep.
gonna be something similar.
I think he's gonna get I honestly think it's gonna be Heyman, The Rock, turn on Cody, and the fucking new bloodline just swarms and beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And The Rock is there and he makes them all hold up Roman. He just fucking whips him with that belt. Like I think they're gonna try to make that as brutal as fucking possible.
You think The Rock's gonna be the new tribal chief?
He's already calling himself the High Chief.
High Chief, yeah,
That's
High
on
Chief.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Paul, though. I don't think he should be aligned with Rock, because The Rock doesn't need him to cut promos. Yeah, their promos together would be fantastic, but The Rock don't need him to talk. Roman, on the other hand,
No, he doesn't. But for storyline purposes of him portraying Roman,
Yeah.
I think that helps as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Trying to think.
But
Yeah.
it's tough. We'll have to see. But
We'll see how
with
this
that,
plays out.
afterwards, Rock leaves. We immediately get into Solo and Roman, and I think everybody kind of knew that was going to be the opener, especially when they said that Punk and Rollins was going to be the main event. Solo comes out, Roman comes out. It is for the Ula Fala, ladies and gentlemen. The winner will be the tribal chief, undisputed. And Paul Heyman will have to present the Ula Fala to the winner, right? Obviously, that's what Solo wanted as a part of this deal. So we get into the match, and I have to be honest, I thought it was a really good fucking match.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Probably the best match on the show.
I liked it even before the fucking madness happened towards the end.
Yeah,
it
was
we'll talk
Solo
about
talking shit throughout the match and telling the story. I love that part of it. The storytelling.
The only thing I didn't like was Roman's Kobe's he was wearing. Those Kobe 9s, whatever they're called, or Proto, whatever. Those were fucking ugly,
I
man.
didn't love Roman's. I didn't even really like how he switched the gauntlet either. It should have been the silver one, the gold one.
I think just because he was trying to match like the new logo and stuff, is this their premiere episode on Netflix? So he's trying to promote, But I'm with you guys. I thought the match was really good. Just the shoes kind of threw me off. I don't know why he's not wearing his own, like his own, his own Jordans, like his brand.
There was because he did have shoes released. There was a couple things I really like. I really like what you said, Trey. I really liked all the lines all the audio you were picking up of the match where it's Solo's like, I loved you.
Yeah, you didn't love me.
Yeah. You didn't love me. And there was some funny ass fucking shit in there, but it's all to push this story of you were my family and you betrayed me type of on both sides. And so it'll be interesting to see where that leads. Part of me thinks that they're going to make up at some point.
Yeah.
But also part of me doesn't want that. I think the bloodline,
unless
if you reform the bloodline like that, I think you're kind of.
I've seen some people say that they think Jacob's just going to become too out of control.
Yeah.
And Solo's going to have to go to Roman and be like, nah, this dude just the werewolf.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
And then eventually the werewolf just takes
because he
over.
lost. If Rock finally goes full on heel, maybe he kicks Solo out, and they make Jacob the new leader, kind of thing.
And he just doesn't care because he runs the company and he just wants chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have it be he's mad because he lost. That's how I see it.
I like this match with Roman and Solo, but man, Jacob and Roman, that's where the real money's at. That's the real money.
Yeah.
And if they don't do Rock and him at WrestleMania, just saying if they don't, Solo and Roman, I'm totally here for it. I watch that.
Honestly, if they are doing Rock and Roman, they could still do Fatu and Roman on either on Netflix Raw or SmackDown and make it feel like a big deal.
I think you save that for a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I'd rather be a pay-per-view too, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So speaking of which of the match, right? We get to a point where it looks like Roman has Solo beat. 1, 2, ref gets fucking yanked out of the ring. Mm-hmm. We thought for a split second, all three of us, oh fuck, it's The Rock, isn't it? And no, it's Tama Tonga. And we're like, okay, so the bloodline's interfering. So Tama Tonga's in there, he's fighting, and you just hear the crowd start to go crazy. And it's like, oh fuck, that's Jacob Fatu off camera. He comes in, he goes fucking wild. They're fighting. All of that's happening, right? And then you get interference from, other people, right? You get Kevin Owens coming in.
Yeah.
which was a fucking that was a
I
really
was
big
shocked.
fucking shock.
I was like, what
Comes
the
in,
fuck?
pile drives fucking Roman, and then tells Solo to go fucking pin him.
Yeah.
And then Cody fucking runs out. And then there's just,
Oh, Jay, Jimmy,
Sami
come
Zayn.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy and Jimmy. No,
Sammy-
Jay for some reason.
Yeah, sorry. Sammy and Jay came out first. They're fighting with Jacob and Tamatonga. Kevin Owens comes in while they're distracted, hits Roman with the pile driver, gets Solo to try to pin him. Doesn't work. Cody's coming out. Cody and Kevin go fight into the crowd. They're gone. Everyone's fighting in the crowd. They're all gone. So then we have the rest of the match, which isn't very long. Roman beats Solo. He is the tribal chief. Undisputed, by the way, Lethal. So I know you were trying to dispute it, you piece of shit. But guess
Can't
what?
dispute it
You
anymore.
You can't. There's literally
trying.
zero disputation.
Zero.
Is disputation a word?
It
I
is
don't
now.
know. It is now. And you can't dispute it because the tribal chief is Roman Reigns.
Acknowledged by Paul Heyman.
I really feel like this whole end part of the match was modeled after a little bit after the whole fuckery of Mankind versus The Rock on Raw, the one where Mick Foley finally wins the world title.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because
where Austin comes out.
Drax over.
Corporation, DX, and then Austin in the end.
I feel like they did that in a way where it still keeps Roman strong and it still keeps Solo strong. I really think they modeled it after that.
I swear, though, when Roman was doing his walkout, they almost did the exact same, almost word for word commentary that they did during Mania, listing the 3 people that have higher records than him. I swear it was like, I think it's almost exactly the same. And for the record, Pat, you are not black.
He wants to. I saw him with Travis Scott. He wants.
Yeah, he tries a little too hard, I will
He
say.
tries a bit too hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, just because you play football doesn't mean you are. All right, and that's okay. You be you. Come on, Pat. We want you to be you. We don't want you to try to be someone you're not. All right.
It's a bit too. I believe. Does he count as a wigger? Can we call him a wigger?
Yes.
I don't even
Yeah.
know if we can say that. I don't even know if we can say that on YouTube. But sure, yeah, we can.
We're
we can
white.
Consider him that.
We're white.
Yeah.
That's true, actually.
Trey
Trey's
can't
is,
say it.
Tre-
We
Trey's
can.
is extremely
Yeah.
tan, but he's white too.
Yeah, Trey. Yeah.
Trey can't
I'm
say it.
extremely tan.
Yeah, Trey looks
He's
like the
bad.
long son of Barry White, but yeah, he's definitely White's in the name. Yeah, so we got that match. I'll leave it, up to you guys. We'll start with you, Lethal. What did you think of the match as a whole there? Like just the whole segment to the end segment with the Ulafala, The Rock presenting it, giving it to Roman, and just kind of longing. It stayed on that shot it felt like an eternity.
The only thing I didn't like was the Rock part. Like, I feel like the Rock should have still been like, yeah, but you still lost at Mania. That's a fucking problem. We got to deal with that.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I kind of much preferred I guess it's deconfirmed now, the theory that the Rock was pulling the strings with Solo the whole time, but I feel like that died. That storyline died tonight.
I don't know if it did.
I don't know. I
don't know. He was too The Rock as a heel has never been like a behind the back type of guy. He's always been a more upfront intimidation type of dude. So I can't really get behind the idea of him being like, nah, you won, you're cool, all that type of shit.
I mean, he was kind of like that behind the back stuff though during the Nation.
Hollywood Rock
he
was
was-
kind of like that.
A little bit Hollywood Rock, but mainly in the Nation he was like that because he would have like Kama or Mark Henry come out or
Yeah.
D'Lo come and fuck someone up, right?
But even
And there was
then,
that
though,
whole manipulation to take the Nation away from Farouk as well.
but even then, he was always a bit more direct. Like he
True.
would grab the mic and fuck you, crowd. He was always a bit like that. And now that he's the final boss and like, you know, like the shareholder on the board and all that type of shit, the idea of him almost being like a Vince McMahon, you know, top of the food chain, evil motherfucker, it kind of works a little bit. It's almost like you could have done like almost like a Darth Vader Palpatine thing. You know, you hung around the bad guy so fucking long that you're starting to become him. Like, and we can say that Vince was the big, he was Palpatine, and you've been around him so long that you're starting to do little things like Vince now. That's how I would have taken it. But I feel like that kind of died tonight with him being, you know, nah, you're cool, Roman. Like, I have no problem with him being like, you beat Solo, you're the tribal chief, but fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think
I just really like the heel Rock. Like the past, like leading up to Mania, including Mania, heel Rock was. I really liked it, and I didn't like this Rock where, putting aside the whole 15 minutes of slobbering over Netflix.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of Netflix fellatio where it's like,
yes, there was.
Ted Sarandos in the I saw Ted Sarandos up in the booth, and definitely the fucking Netflix executives. I think so. I yelled out just on the fly. I'm like, someone should fucking choke slam Ted Sarandos from Netflix.
Definitely a lot of
table.
Definitely not a lot of knob slobbing tonight for on Netflix part from The Rock.
Yeah.
So.
But no, I liked pretty much all of that. The first match, I liked all of it except for the Rock parts.
Yeah.
I was just disappointed.
Yeah.
I like my heel Rock, you know?
Yep.
Mr. T, what did you think? What did you think of The Rock? Did you do it for The Rock?
No, I did it for the Boosie. Rock, I don't know, man. I'm with Lethal. I wanted him to be heel throughout this entire event. I did. I want him to be heel Rock, cutting promos, telling people they're shit, they're homeless, whatever you want to say. But getting back to the match, I really thought he was gonna hit. I thought when he gave him the Ula Fala, and he went for that like that bro hug, like that stupid like Vin Diesel
same
like that, you know, that gesture with the hands, whatever. I thought he was gonna rock bottom him.
Yeah,
like,
I thought so too.
Yeah, and
I thought so too.
And I thought Paul was gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Just sit there like you just like saw like a murder or something, and everyone just like flipping out, and The Rock just does that like the final boss like slice the throat thing, and then just grab the Ula Fala and just walk off into the to the back.
Can I just say quickly, Paul Heyman during this match was great. He looked like he was about to go into cardiac arrest for about 40 minutes.
He sold like every hit to Roman. He would always react.
He looked dead on the. He looked like he found out like terrible fucking news while in a war zone in Iraq. Like it was fucking interesting to see, the least. Trey, I think. Well, you go ahead, Trey. Anything that you haven't covered yet that you want?
The match was good.
This Roman match.
The match was good, and like I mentioned, obviously, Solo talking shit during the match was fucking great. Kevin was a genuine surprise. But I think Rock's stringing everything along. I'm actually kind of okay with them dragging it, just because I do think he's stringing them along, and also because we saw later I'll just spoil Roman go into a 2K25 room. I think he's gonna be the cover boy. That's probably why they didn't do the turn tonight. I think when he does like the high tribal chief celebration, I think that's when Rock actually turns.
I think so too. We're gonna talk to the chat, and then we're gonna talk about The Rock's Instagram, because we actually did get some news. He did another Instagram thing, but there is actually an interesting piece of news that is gonna have. I think me, Mr. T, and Trey, we were talking about this. We think actually could be some big ramifications for AEW. Actually, not in a good way.
Get fucked, Tony. Get fucked.
Tony, crying in the corner.
Yeah. All right. Let's start here with the. Well, you know what? Let's start with Boss Hogg up here. All right.
Boss Hogg.
Asking if
Boss Hogg.
He did have his final match. He wants to have another one, though.
Yeah, I saw that. He wants to have another one in AEW.
I think so. He's gonna die.
He's in his fucking 90s. He's on blood thinner medication. He will fucking die.
He
he
almost
almost-
died during the last one.
Yeah, he had a heart
Like
attack.
legit, almost. Yeah,
Yeah.
legit, almost died.
I actually, on the subject of Flair, I was sort of expecting Charlotte to be there tonight.
I
Yeah,
think she comes back on
yeah.
SmackDown. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
I think
I-
she comes back on SmackDown because
I was
SmackDown
just-
wants to do something big this week too to match
I was
this week's
expecting
Raw.
her. I was expecting her and Becky, honestly, too.
Oh no, Becky! That I'll be
Yeah,
honest,
Becky,
and I guess we'll get to it later when we talk about
Yeah.
the Rhea Liv match. One of
And
my
the
theories, I
SmackDown.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy she didn't interfere in the Seth match. I would
Yeah,
have kind of hated
I have
that.
I have a theory about the Seth match actually, and I said it to you guys. and
Yeah,
I think you guys came a little bit around on that.
Who was it that called in that promo with Charlotte Flair, where Charlotte Flair basically said to that other chick, like, you're only good for a one night stand, and she was like, your dad's Ric Flair, without one night stands you wouldn't exist. Who was
Sasha
it?
Banks.
That was
Sasha
fucking peak.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the best promo that she ever did in her career.
That's
Yeah,
her
when
slave.
she actually- when
That's her
she actually was
slave.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll never top her, especially if you saw fucking AEW last week. Jack of all casual says, I am done with the Bloodline story, in my opinion. I'm not done with it yet, but I agree. I think this year is the last
This year
year of
needs,
it.
yeah, it
It's
needs
the
to end
best.
this year.
We're at the best before date.
That's
It-
part
it
of why I
has
think
to end
Rock
here.
Roman needs to happen, because to me that's the conclusion of it. In my mind, is Rock Roman.
would you
I'm a-
finish it at Mania?
Probably.
Yeah, Mania.
If I could finish it at Mania, I would.
or Survivor Series at the latest.
No, I think SummerSlam at the latest. I think if
Yeah.
you go Survivor Series is way too long. And it keeps, if you keep it going till SummerSlam, you don't really have to worry about that drought that WWE always gets after Mania, where it's
Yeah.
like it's just there's nothing going on till around Survivor or SummerSlam, and then there's another
in the
drought
Bank
till Survivor
sometimes.
Series. Yeah, so if you keep it till SummerSlam, you do have a big storyline, and then the mid card you can do stuff there as well.
I'm gonna say this quick about the Bloodline before we move on real quick. I'm gonna put something real quick. I don't think the Bloodline storyline should be over with, because I think there's so many other Samoans like Zilla, Hikuleo down there in NXT and all that crap. I think there's more.
Mhm.
I definitely think you can add more layers to this story than just cutting it off between Roman and The Rock. I think I think there can be like more storylines out of this.
Well, okay.
Maybe they
What
do other
my-
stuff.
My
what
thought
I would
is you end the bloodline with the OG bloodline, right? So in the sense of Solo still is doing the bloodline stuff, but
Yeah.
The Rock isn't really involved. Heyman's not there. It's Solo, Gorillas of Destiny, Jacob Fatu, and then what you do from there, I think you get someone like Zilla, right?
Hikuleo.
Yeah, you get those Samoans that you have, and then try to sign a couple more, and then maybe you do keep them as a faction for a little while longer. But the peak bloodline stuff has passed.
Oh, I agree
That
with
happens.
I would have
But
Jimmy and Jay
I
go tag team division. Roman, I guess, start going for that world title again.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Whereas, yeah, and I mean, like, it's not like Judgment Day, where Judgment Day needs to fucking end yesterday.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's over.
They have to.
The
they have
Tara
destroyed
Twins
that
stuff
group.
needs to go too. That was
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
Nobody
yes.
gives a shit about either of them
The-
anymore.
Bloodline story, it ended at Mania, and the whole Roman Solo stuff was like an epilogue, and it's an epilogue that's. I also agree. I think it's starting to drag. It's going a bit too long, and I think they kind of blew their load a little bit. Maybe in hindsight, they brought Roman back too early.
Also, bringing The Rock back
Yeah.
at Bad Blood.
Yeah, especially
They
the
should've never
whole
brought
didn't
Rock
mean
together.
anything.
Yeah, that was stupid.
You
So
think they should have
obviously,
brought Roman back Survivor Series or something like that instead of SummerSlam?
maybe you bring Roman back at Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Maybe you bring back Roman at Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I mean,
Because
It's hard to say
Yeah, it's
exactly
hard
like
to
this
say.
because I think
it's
either
the
way
main
you were either
story, but it's kind of starting to drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not even really the main story anymore. It's fading into that B story because the main story right now is, I would argue, the main story of WWE is Cody.
Yeah, Kevin and Cody.
Kevin and Cody. I think that's the main one. And I think, look, if you can get both done successfully, that would be great, but who knows? Dominic, the writer, says,
What up,
totally
Dom?
agree that Roman v. Solo was the best match on the card. I also thought that was also the loudest the crowd got all night. Here's the thing. That's true. I think it was the loudest the crowd got, but also it's the beginning of the show. Everyone's there fresh. When you get later into the show, something like Punk and Roman, Punk and Seth, if that show had have been a little bit shorter, I think the crowd still would have been pretty loud for it. I think that Drew J match, which we'll get to, really dragged down the show.
I thought the biggest pop was Dong.
Taker. Oh yeah.
Taker. Oh yeah, when Taker came out and then American Badass started playing, the crowd did get into it.
Honestly, I missed that part. I had to go get some food, so I missed that part. But I'll tell you guys' words.
Yeah, you're a fake fan. All right.
You're fake.
So from my understanding, no, we'll get to that. Anyway, we'll get to that. That's
Should my name just be Stuttering Craig or Razor Fist?
Oh, well, that's a story for another time. Sandro's here. He says the Pinbound podcast has fallen off, which is, here's the thing, Sandro. We would have to be on in order to fall off in the first place.
No, this year it's going to take off. I got it. It's going to happen this year.
Jack of all casuals has some more stuff here. And yeah, he does own a lot of Endeavor stock. We found out that on the weekend. I don't know if you saw that, Lethal, but they gave The Rock $14 million worth of stock in the company as part of his payment for last year. Yeah, man's getting shit.
Who the fuck cares if his dog shit fucking Christmas movie flops?
Dude, he made his money back from
Black Adam and Brown.
Yeah, he made his money back with that one. But
yeah. Speaking of making money, Epic Mike is here because he keeps scamming people of his. No, he's not scamming people. That's a joke. Mike is here. He says, "I kind of hate this event, bro."
Why? Because I don't think it was terrible. I think if I was going to guess why people didn't like it, maybe it was
Rock not turning. Rock not turning.
Well, he does explain. He says they had a chance to really shake things up. They really played it too safe. I can understand that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Especially the whole it's a new era type of thing, but it really seems like it's business as usual.
Mm-hmm. I would argue, though, changing up the Rock like the way they did was not necessarily playing it safe. I think it would have been safer to just have him go out and attack. So I think in that sense, they didn't play it safe. I will agree, though, a lot of the rest of the show was very, trying to just... I think they were really focused because they know they're going to have a lot of casual fans that they wanted to keep the show on the rails as much as fucking possible. And sometimes that can be a detriment. So I understand why people would have gripes with the show about that. Like that's a totally fair gripe. Also that he faked drinking his own tequila. Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
That was wild. And then gets in the car as well.
I'm like, I just took a huge shot of tequila. Why are you in a car?
He did that at Bad Blood as well.
Yeah. I got a bone to pick with Mike. I tried to make a comment the other day on his live stream, and somehow his stream is on a paywall. So I don't know what's up with that. But all right.
Yeah, they foreclosed on my double wide mic because you kept getting me. I had to pay to get on your show. Oh shit. Now, hey, speaking of Instagram, we might as well talk about it right now, real quick. So we got The Rock did an Instagram thing. I think the real big thing that came out of this was at the very end where he's in the truck. The person has the camera on him and he says, NXT, New Year's Evil, tomorrow. I'll be there. The Rock will be on fucking NXT.
Dude, Tony on life support right now. He's on life support right now.
Yeah, here's the thing. So NXT and AEW are really going at it, like let's say maybe there's some people in here who are more casual. I don't know, right? AEW is the competitor. WWE has 3 shows, right? Raw, SmackDown, those are your big shows. You have NXT, which is more of a mid show. It's kind of a training. It's like the minor leagues a bit, but not really anymore, because you'll see like CM Punk will show up or Randy Orton showed up and was there.
Well, it's
So
development.
having-
I mean, it's the
Cena's
It
been there
is.
a couple times.
it's the minor league system to their to WWE's main
Yeah.
roster. But
But
I think it's safe to say tomorrow night there's a good chance they get 1 million views tomorrow night.
Yeah.
on
Oh
viewership.
yeah. Depending on what The Rock does, if he's not just in the crowd, if he actually does something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially that storyline. Remember that guy attacked his daughter a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And Sean had to be like a knight in shining armor.
yeah, especially considering his fucking history with the Rock's family, that's real
Yeah.
fucking weird. Didn't he
Yeah.
call the Rock's grandmother a cunt to his face?
Yeah.
To her
Yeah.
face, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Coke Michaels. That was Coke Michaels back in
I
the
think that
day.
was before Coke
Yeah.
Michaels. That was when he was like with the Rockers with Marty Jannetty. Like
That was
He
pre-Coke
no, to be
Michaels.
fair, he kind of was doing coke then too. So
To be fair, he was a piece of shit.
yeah,
that's
Always forgetting main event. Well, so is the WWE. It's fine. We don't
fun
remember
fact-
main event.
Fun fact: there was no TV tapings tonight for Speed or main event tonight.
I think main event's dead.
main event's
Which is
done.
good.
You got Saturday night's main event back.
Yeah.
There's no point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we can talk about what happens next, which is Cena. John Cena comes out, yabba-doo, boo, boo, doo, boo. That's a exact version of what played. It was me doing it, actually.
Oh, sorry. There was one actually pop that was bigger than Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, he
Oh,
got a
what the
big
fuck
pop.
is
A
Oh, you mean
big
Joe-
pop.
You mean Joe Burrow? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he does
Another
look
shout
like
out.
Joe.
they played across the nation when they cut back for commercial.
That was cool.
That,
Yeah, they did.
That got a
Yeah.
pop for me. I was like,
They
I couldn't
played
hear-
across the nation, which
I
is the best theme song for Raw.
I couldn't.
and that was
hear-
when Macaulay Culkin was on too.
I couldn't hear. Did they play Nickelback? Did they play Burn to the Ground at all?
No, just
No,
across the nation.
the nation. Yeah.
Sorry, Chad Kroger, you're not gonna get that royalty check.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Trad Koger can suck my ass. Go to Target, bitch.
Go to
anyway.
Target, bitch.
I don't know. So, anyways, yes, Macaulay Culkin was there. There was a lot of like B-list, C-list, D-list celebrities that were there.
Yeah.
Ashton
Um,
Kutcher was there. Ice Cube's
yeah.
son was in the crowd with his Lakers belt. That was weird.
Yeah.
A lot of
Rey
wrestlers in
Mysterio was there. All the
Yeah.
LA
C-list
Knight.
and D-list guys.
Yeah.
LA Knight. So anyway, Cena is there, and Cena does a promo, and basically the gist of the promo is, "Hey, I'm going to be in the Rumble." They released the new poster for the Rumble. It has Cena on it.
Yeah.
So we're getting Cena in the Rumble. We're also getting him at Elimination Chamber, which is the next thing. So we're obviously going to see a build up to a match for Mania for him. It'll be his last Mania. He's done at the end of this calendar year, not the wrestling year that ends at Mania. So he's done in December. So it's his last Mania. Who they're going to have him wrestle against, who the fuck knows? I've heard a ton of rumors, and probably none of them are true. I don't think he's wrestling Cody. I don't think he's
No.
wrestling, Punk. I don't think that's happening. I think he's going to wrestle someone younger and try to put them over.
I
With
think it's
Braun
Logan
Breaker.
Paul. I think it's Logan Paul. I
Logan
really
Paul or
stand by
Braun
that.
Breaker. Those are like my top two right now.
Yeah.
Or Gunther. That's
Well,
my
here-
third option.
Here's the thing: does Cena get his win back? Because he mentioned that in the promo. He's not won a match in 2,000 something days, right? I think that's what he said.
Oh, yeah. I think
I
if
mean,
he's going to feud with someone, he'll win the first match, and the
He'll
feud
probably
will
beat
continue.
Logan.
And
Logan could take a loss
Yeah.
to Cena. It's not like some scrub he's losing to John Cena. It'll be fine.
exactly. So that was that. There really isn't much else to say about that. It was
No.
a decent
Hey,
in-ring promo. The crowd was
breaking
excited.
news, CM Punk is eating donuts on the press conference post-show.
Oh,
Oh.
Wait,
Okay.
actually,
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
You know what
Don't.
you know what jacket he was wearing, right, Lethal? It's the one he choked Jack Perry out in.
Yes.
I'm not playing it, so
Yeah,
There we
we,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
there
not
we
joking.
go.
It's live.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. He needs to start doing the donuts more often.
I'm old and I work with children.
I'm fucking old. I'm fucking tired. I got kneed in the head by Seth Rollins for real tonight, which we'll talk about. Rhea versus Liv. Let's get on to this. This is our second match of the night. I think everyone was excited for this match just so the fucking feud would be done.
Yeah.
Due to injuries, this has dragged out way too fucking long. I'm much more okay with this dragging out too long than something like Judgment Day, which I think that the factions got to go. Let the put Balor and McDonough by
As a
themselves.
tag team.
Give Carlito something to do singles wise.
Have him go back to old Carlito, maybe bring back his old
and
team.
have Dom, Raquel, and Liv
and Liv.
split off
Go to
and do their
SmackDown.
own
Have them
thing.
go to SmackDown, honestly. That's
Yeah.
what I would do.
So we get the match. I'll just say, what did you guys think of the match as a whole? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you want more John Cena involved? Did you just want him to like run around on the side? I don't know. Not enough Travis Scott. What'd you think, Lethal?
I liked it. After this, I thought it was all downhill after this one. It was a good ending. I think everyone in the world agrees that this dragged on way too long, but it's done. It's over. It had a good ending. Dominic Mysterio being kicked in the dick.
Yeah.
The best part was the interaction between Dominic and Pat. What's he saying to you, Pat? I don't know. I don't speak, bitch.
Dom was straight up just talking shit to Pat. It was fucking funny, man.
I remember so what happened was if you were in the US, you got commercials on Netflix.
Ooh.
Internationally, there was no commercials. At least not for me here in Canada. I don't know how it was for you in Australia, Lethal.
It would just like cut to black for like a second and then go back.
And then come back. Yeah, that's what happened here.
We do have some.
So
breaking
they
news
kept.
quick.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah, legit. WWE 2K25 and Boss Hog will be very happy. It's going to be on the PS4. No shit. I'm not even lying right now.
Why are they still making PS4 games, bro?
I have a tweet
In
right here.
2025? Oh my god.
All right,
It's
let's bring up the tweet. Fuck my
It's-
life.
It's for the broke bitches. So
It's for the broke bitches. It's still expensive. They're not charging you less for a worse version of the game. They're charging you the same. While you're bringing that up, let's go through and we'll talk about
Also,
we'll talk about this match in the.
I like the way Liv got the shit beaten out of her as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything about this I thought was a really good ending, and I thought Liv was actually one of the best wrestlers of last year. She did great with her role. She played it very, very well.
Mhm.
You know, she was the brat that like fucked everything up, and yeah, to see Rhea beat her the fuck up was great, and then kick Dominic in the balls, fantastic. Dominic, I don't think Dominic gets the praise he deserves as a heel.
yeah,
I do.
Everyone
I praise him.
fucking hates him. You go, that's kind of the
Yeah.
point.
yeah.
I
Like
love
when he
Dom.
got kicked in the dick, everyone cheered.
Yeah, he is probably him or the New Day. They are the biggest fucking heels in the company.
right now. Yeah.
Just before we get back to you, Lethal. Yeah, it's on the PS4. Yeah, that's real. That's real.
What a world.
But anyways, I'll allow you to continue what you thought about this match.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Again, this was after here. It was all downhill. The women's league, I can't believe I'm actually praising women. This feels wrong. But the women's league has gotten a lot fucking better. My issue is there's too many fucking women's titles.
Yes.
I don't think we need all these
There's
ones.
five.
Yeah, that's four too
Five.
many in my opinion. Three too many. We'll let the bitches have a tag team. But
I would get rid of the tag belts and just keep the mid cards.
yeah, fair. But it was interesting having Taker come out And I
Yeah.
thought Rhea did really
Nice,
well
yeah.
to be like, oh no, he's way better than me. The way she's like, I got to shine it up before he gets out here, because he's the GOAT. What did you think of them, like, having like a fist bump moment?
It was all right. It was.
I liked it.
I
It was
thought it was
okay.
him giving the rub, and she has like the gothic. If anyone's gonna give her that, if Taker's gonna fucking come out for anybody, it makes sense to be Rhea.
Well,
It
remember-
does. They got the same aesthetic aura.
Yeah.
Well, remember last time Undertaker gave someone the quote unquote rub, it was Bray Wyatt, and not even
Oh.
a few months after that, he passed away.
Oh.
So watch out, Rhea.
No, I mean, I think it makes sense. Rhea is one of the top fucking people in the company, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she's one of the top
Fucking-
stars in the business.
People fucking love her. All right. And I think that kind of waned a bit because this just kept going on for too long. I think once we get back into the swing of things, I agree with Trey. I think they're gonna do Bianca and Rhea this year, and maybe save Cargill for SummerSlam. I don't know.
I would
know what the
I would
fuck
still
they're
do
doing
that. I
with
would still
Jade
do it
Cargill.
at WrestleMania. You could do Bianca at SummerSlam. 2-night SummerSlam.
Cargill, she's hot, Cargill.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
she
I
should-
don't know what the fuck they're doing with their company. Like she hasn't really done anything. She's just sat around for a year. It's a little bit annoying to see, especially because they made a big deal about getting her.
Well, I think that's by design. She's on the apron and she's observing what to do and what not to do in the ring. Personally, I don't think she's really
Put her in
improved that much.
NXT at that point.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I thought the match was good. I thought Rhea's shorts were very short in the front. And I was hoping for a wardrobe malfunction, but I was disappointed. But yeah, but I thought the match was good though. But I agree with Lethal. There's too many freaking belts in wrestling. Doesn't matter if it's male or female. There's just too many championships. Just too many.
And we got a vacant one because next week we have Dakota Kai versus oh my god, what's her name? Valkyrie.
Liar,
And
Valkyrie,
also, I think we
some
forget
shit.
too about the whole Becky thing and like who's going to face Rhea at WrestleMania. We still got the Rumble and we still got Elimination Chamber.
True.
Maybe Becky wins the Rumble or she wins the Chamber match and she faces Rhea at WrestleMania. We get a rematch from last year's
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
I'm
Becky
okay
gets
with that.
that win back.
I don't want to see Charlotte again with
No.
Rhea. I want Charlotte.
I
to
have
do
a theory
something
who
new.
Rhea's
The
facing.
real money is
I'm a
Charlotte
face.
versus Tiffany. That's the real money.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the
That's what it is.
And if
It's gonna
not-
be Tiffany Charlotte.
And if Nia Jax was still champion, she would have still lost to freaking Charlotte. Charlotte would have taken that title off of her. So that's,
That's probably what. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think we covered that match pretty well there. I don't know if there's any last
Real
thoughts
quick.
from anyone. Yeah.
I think this is their best match of all of them, and I love their SummerSlam one. But if they're going in ring, this is their best match.
I agree with that.
I thought Becky was going to come out and cost Liv because that was my theory for a while. I knew Rhea was winning. I just didn't think it'd be clean.
Yeah.
A little bit off topic, but did you guys notice that the commentators' mics were cutting out a little bit?
Yeah.
There was definitely some tech issues.
Yeah,
I-
I don't know. I thought at first because it was censoring because The Rock went over to Pat McAfee and he was like, "Yo, fuck it!" Like you could see he was obviously cursing, and so I thought, oh, maybe they censored it. But then there were "fuck you" solo chants,
Fuck
and I
you,
was,
solo chance, yeah.
and so I was like, okay, so it can't be that. I found there was a little bit of like quality issues with it, but nothing to the scale of the Mike Tyson fight. I would say the NFL games were a lot cleaner. Like there was way less issues, but also probably way less people watching. We have to realize that the NFL is only popular in really one country, whereas wrestling is kind of all over the place. So there is that. I think they had a couple of tech issues, but nothing major. Like a lot of the major stuff got sorted out, and luckily so, because that would have been a fucking clusterfuck if it was riddled with issues like the Tyson fight.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to holy shit. Holy shit. But before we do that, just a quick thing before we get to Travis Scott, which what the fuck was that? A quick
I
thing.
have an update on that too. Go
Yeah, a quick thing. Chad Gable, we see Adam Pearce. He's talking to Bailey. Bailey's going to Raw. That's pretty clear from that. Adam Pearce is then talking with Kathy Kelly. Fucking American Made comes out. Chad Gable says, I want to win singles gold. I want singles gold. I'm very glad Chad Gable's on the show. I think if they use him properly, holy fucking shit. And maybe not a world champion, but he could be a fucking intercontinental champion multiple
United
times.
States.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like a really good addition to the show, as opposed to just being some fucking joke, right? He has the talent. I remember American Alpha back in NXT. That tag team was fucking great.
Yeah,
And
Jordan, man. Whew.
yeah, it was great. So anyways, he says, I want to win singles gold. And Adam Pearce says, okay, I have an idea. You're going to be going up against someone next week on Raw. Who is that person? Pentagon. It's going to be fucking Pentagon. Because Rey Mysterio is supposed to have a match tonight, a tag match with a mystery partner, which would obviously be Pentagon. They probably cut it due to time. But now Pentagon's going to debut, go up against Chad Gable. I think that'll be a good match. If they give that a little bit of time, ooh, that could be a
good 15
really,
minutes.
really good match.
Good.
Yeah.
My only problem with that whole thing is this: I don't want to see Chad lose the match because he's lost so many, so many in the past now.
Maybe have American Made interfere and do a mini feud with the two of them for a little bit.
Maybe, but I think it diminishes and it hurts Pentagon too. I would not have booked this match. I would wait till next week. Him doing the match between him teaming up with Ray and him take on the New Day. They win the match. After the match, he attacks Ray and they go into a feud. And they can do Rey Mysterio versus Pentagon at WrestleMania. You can build this up, and he single-handedly, one by one, destroys the LWO because that group
maybe
sucks.
Fuck, you could do it in like a lucha rules match too.
Yeah.
It could be a good
and
like
he can
kind
get
of
he can get his pop for being the babyface. He's teaming up with Rey Mysterio. They're going to be in they're still going to be in California. It's going to be in San Jose, and there's a lot of Mexicans in San Jose. So right there,
shout out to the Mexicans.
Yeah, so I mean they're going to love that, and then he can get his he's going to get his pop from the crowd. They're going to love to cheer him. After the match is over with, he's in like Ray saying thank you, blah blah blah, and then freaking Pentagon breaks his arm, and then that's how you get it rolling.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
So anyways, that was that. So we have a match: Chad Gable versus mystery opponent, probably Pentagon, maybe someone from NXT, depending on what happens tomorrow. Who knows? Next week on Raw, but then we get the weirdest fucking part of the show, I think, which was Travis Scott comes out and he was supposed to perform the song that he wrote that is now the theme for Raw. This motherfucker was too drunk and high because he was smoking a fucking blunt. You could see
on
it
cam, on camera, bro.
Yep.
And like when he
Ray was
was
bad.
with Jey
Holy
Uso,
and we're
when
proud
he's
to
eating with
report.
Jey Uso, he was straight up just hitting that shit.
He had
God,
he had a fucking beer, a blunt, and a lighter all in one fucking hand.
Yeah. But
And so the entire time is his song Fiend playing. So you're just hearing Fiend over and over again while Travis Scott is just smoking a blunt, like Sting in the, like it was like Sting in WCW where he's just in the crowd but he's smoking a blunt. And then Jey Uso comes out. Yeah.
He didn't dance or anything. He was
No.
just kind of walking around.
Yeah, he was too fucking hot. I think he got way too fucking baked, and they had to just improvise. So he danced on the table with Jey Uso.
Oh yeah, with his hardcore title.
Yeah,
Pat McAfee with the hardcore title.
But the one thing we can't report that's actually good: no one died seeing Travis Scott, and no one died in the crowd
for once.
Yeah,
Yep.
No one died. So we were proud. We were proud to report that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, nobody died due to Travis Scott.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that, and there was a commercial break. This is where the show got really bad because there was a commercial break, then Travis Scott shows up.
Mm-hmm.
He's standing there smoking. Jay eventually comes out. They go down. They start dancing on the table with fucking Pat McAfee. That sounds a lot gayer than it was. It was pretty.
And Michael Cole. And Michael Cole's on the table.
And
too.
Michael Cole was going a little
Michael
weird.
Cole
I think,
was
honestly,
wilding tonight. He was
Yeah,
wilding.
I wanted to
Yeah.
see him take a fucking hit from the blunt.
Both him and Pat. I was ready for to take that puff, man.
But then we got hit into another commercial break.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we
Promo
come
package.
back.
Yeah.
And then it's the match. And then we
Yeah.
get a
Wasn't it
commercial
like-
break within the match.
And it wasn't like some promo video for like McIntyre and Jay and why we're here kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a promo package.
Yeah.
A recap, I guess you'd say. Yeah.
But either way, before the match was over, we went through 3 fucking commercial breaks. Like
Yeah.
this took up a sizable part of the show. And
Mhm.
I get it if he was supposed to perform, but you could have cut this fucking thing down. Like you could have
Yeah.
cut it down and put an impromptu match. Just something to get the crowd, going. Something.
He was also
excite
supposed
the
to do
crowd a bit.
commentary too, and they could, and like I guess he was so high, like they couldn't get him on the, get him on the
Yeah.
cans to talk. Like just say fuck it,
And-
just go back. Just
And
go
with
to the
that,
back.
we'll talk about the Drew
Yeah.
Jay match. That thing was a fucking abortion. Lethal, you want to start?
I actually almost fell asleep. It was
could
boring.
feel
It was fucking boring.
it was definitely
It took
a
too
pop-
slow to start. The start
Yeah.
of the actual match, I mean, and then the actual start of the match was boring.
Yeah.
Nah, this was a catastrophe. This
It was
and
definitely a
Drew
popcorn
is
match.
just- I like Drew McIntyre, but I think
Yeah.
him losing here kind of fucked him.
Yeah.
His
He didn't
whole,
need to
his whole
lose.
thing, yeah, he should have won. His whole thing was, he's on a fucking crusade against all Bloodline members. It's like, well, that's over because he just lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get it was a roll-up loss, but Drew should have won.
He should
It
have
was like,
won.
I guess they wanted the baby face to win, but this match was too long. He should have won with that Claymore. When he Claymored him, I was like, okay, that's kind of
That's-
cool. No,
That's why I kind of wonder. I wonder if they should have done Punk versus McIntyre or Punk versus Rollins at the beginning of the show, and then have Solo and Roman's match at the main event, because I think the fans would have been. not as
I
tired,
don't-
if that makes sense.
I don't think it was gonna matter. I think just because that middle part of the show was not good. Overall, I think the show is still good, but
Yeah.
it's in
Well-
spite of that middle, that third,
Well, wouldn't it make more sense though that they have like McIntyre and Jay to interfere in that match?
yeah,
Like at the
I
main event
guess,
spot?
but I don't think it would help the crowd much.
don't
I
know.
really think the crowd was just going to be fucking drained from this match.
I mean, because they did see a lot of people tonight, like a lot.
yeah,
I don't know.
there was a lot. I think it was a little overkill with how
Yeah.
much. I would have maybe kept Cena,
Yeah, definitely
something like
definitely
that.
take
Like
it.
keep Cena, don't put Hogan on there.
Yeah, I would have cut Hogan out
Um,
immediately. Yeah,
Even if Hogan was responded to well, I think it's just too much. It's
There's too many
sensory
star-
overload, and people are
Yeah.
just kind of shutting down at some point.
it was too many legends in one spot, like one night.
Yeah.
Honestly, but yeah, go back to the match. It was definitely a let me up match. It was a popcorn match. Like, if you guys remember when the Punk match happened, there was people missing from their seats because
yep.
that was the match before. So I think people were just like, this is the piss match. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. They go get
and
some
Hogan
food.
was before too.
So I think this was just a let me up match, a popcorn match. What you need those type of matches. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I thought it was okay. I thought it was really bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Think about it now.
Do we have any other thoughts on Jay and Drew?
Drew should have won.
Drew should have won. Match was terrible. Everything about it was terrible. It was from the second Travis Scott got out of the car, it was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was not good.
And Apparently, Jimmy
Jay
Uso,
wins,
Oh, go ahead.
obviously, and you go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, Jimmy Uso went on the after show and said he tried to get the joint away from Travis Scott, and he would not give it to him before he went out.
Oh.
Okay, then.
So I wonder if there's
that's-
going to be like some like drama then, because Netflix sure as shit won't be fucking happy about that.
It's Netflix. I don't think they give a fuck, man. Mike Tyson's bare ass was on.
No, I'm more so like, hey, we paid you to perform. You didn't perform.
I think WWE. I think WWE paid.
Well, someone's gonna be pissed.
So yeah, somebody will be annoyed, and maybe he'll have to make up for it. Maybe
Shocker.
it'll be something like he's gonna have to come and make up for it after the fact. I don't know. We'll see.
Black
but yeah,
man stole
anyways.
money. Shocker.
Yeah. Anyways, next we had a vignette. Ooh, that's a very fancy name for a fucking pre-taped video. We had a Gunther pre-taped promo of him working out, standing there saying, "I am better than you. I am Austrian man. Ha 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 ha." You know, kind of run-of-the-mill stuff, but it's good to have that on the show. I think it was actually a well-needed part of the show to break up after that match. And
Yeah.
the problem was what it was breaking up in between. When you have something to break up bad stuff, but it's in between bad stuff, it kind of it doesn't work. But yeah, it was a normal video. I don't think there's much worth saying over it. So we'll move on to the next one, which is fucking Gabriel Iglesias, the fucking fat Mexican comedian dude, was there.
Yeah.
My notes say Fluffy is gay and gay. New Day interrupts. By the way, this is the third time we see the New Day on the show. There was a bunch of like promos where Jackie Redmond was up in the stands, kind of like in the 80s, where they would like interview the wrestlers in front of the crowd. They were doing a bunch of those. New Day was the first one. They showed up later at one point, just there. The New Day was on the show a little too much for me. I think you could have cut this section with the New Day.
I agree.
Yeah.
At some point, American Alpha shows up, or not
Yeah,
American
he's
Alpha.
there.
What is it called? The
American
fucking
Made.
no,
Alpha
not American
Academy.
Made.
Alpha
Academy.
Yeah.
They were fucking. It's one of the fucking three. It's the one that Chad Gable started that he's not in anymore with Maxine fucking Tozawa and So, anyways, they show up. It's nothing. It was a waste of fucking space on the TV, especially considering all the fucking wrestlers in the back who could have had that shot, even if it's something like a Chad Gable, like setting up something for next week's Raw. You could have done that, and I think that would have been a better idea. Then immediately following that, we get a tease for 2K25. And we don't get it till the very end, right? Heyman and Roman, they're walking in the hallway. Oh, my tribal chief. Oh, my tribal chief. And Roman says, I'll be back on the 27th, effectively. Shuts the door, and it has the WWE 2K25 logo. We have screenshots from the game. We have a cover for the game already out now. A bunch of stuff is just out now. So
Roman's
2K25. Roman's on the cover. I think that's obvious from the fact that he was the one teasing it up there. Yeah. So there's that. Then we get the Hogan segment. We talked about Hogan. We are on to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Punk versus Rollins. Look in my eyes. We gotta play that clip real quick, actually.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? Call the personality. I call the personality. Look in my eyes, what do you see? Venom, ba-dum-dum. Ba-dum-dum.
Classic.
They should hire me.
Punk versus Rollins. This was a pretty straightforward match, actually. No,
it
funny
was
business
actually.
going on. I actually liked that. I'm happy we just got like a straightforward match for this. We'll see where it leads to. Let's start actually. You know what? This time we're gonna start with Trey. You know what, Trey?
This match.
Tell us what you think.
I put something in the Discord earlier. Like there was like this in the air compilation about like their feud, and it was well made. It got me hyped for the match, and I'm happy the match delivered. The back and forth. I love that they were taking each other's finishers. Punk did the curb stomp. Rollins did the GTS. That first one was very botched. But everything else.
That first one, they showed it slowed down. He fucking kneed him right in the fucking head.
Right in
The worst part, and I don't know if you knew this. I would assume not. He got out of the ring. He came over and started kicking Punk in the head, and it's like that's something that I assume WWE is going to look over and be like, hey, we got to figure out a way of not making that happen again, because Punk got legit fucking kneed in the head. It was a mess up. It was a botch. So then to have him come over and start kicking the dude in the head who just got kneed in the skull, that could have been really, really bad. Luckily it wasn't. I assume Punk would have fucking said something to him though, if he was actually injured, right? But either way, it was not a good look, that part, but the rest of the match was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good match. It was exciting.
And I'm surprised there was a winner. Because I'll be honest, my original theory was they were gonna brawl and it was gonna keep going. But they had a winner and Punk won. So I'm wondering what's happening next. So does this mean Punk's number one contender now? Because I kind of see this as a loose number one contender match.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Mr. T, what do you think about Punk versus Rollins?
I am going to have a hot take here. I thought the match was all right. I kind of felt it was kind of overhyped.
Okay.
I don't know why, because I've been looking forward to this match since it was announced. But I don't know. It was something missing for me. I don't know what it was, but something was missing for me. Don't know if it should have been Punk as the heel and Seth being the face, but something just seemed off to me. I didn't mind the GTS spots with Seth, but that first one was fucking stiff. Holy shit. Second one looked all right. I think Punk got hit with 3 GTSs, I believe, and he hits Rollins with 2 and it wins. So
yeah, and he at the end of the match he kind of cut open Rollins a little bit on the cheek.
He busted him up pretty good.
Punk did that curb stomp good. I thought he did the curb stomp.
Oh, dude, and he sold the curb stomp too. I was like, oh my god, did he actually get fucking like he did a really this match? I get how you think it was all right. I really do think this was a really, really good match. Now maybe part of that is because I had to sit through Jay and Drew, which was not very good.
It looks great in comparison.
Exactly. I think maybe that's it. But it was really, really good. You got anything else to say about this match, Mr. T?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, all right. Man of very few words. That's a fucking lie. He talks all the time. Lethal. Jack of all casuals says you're very, very tired, and I would agree. And we're getting very, very close to the end of the stream. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Lethal, for coming on. What did you think about Punk and Rollins?
It was straight to the point. I felt as a main event, it was a bit of a letdown as a main event. The Roman solo was more of a main event.
Yeah, I agree there.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that. Anything else? Anything particular stand out at you?
No, it was just so. I mean, I was going to talk about the bump, but you already brought that up. But it was just so to the point. It almost felt like it was a time limit on it because I messaged you. I said, "Is this going to end in time for the stream to start?" And it kind of just did.
I thought it was like 3 minutes over.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go like at least 10 minutes over, like pulling AEW, like maybe go like 10, 15 minutes. But no, it pretty much was done like what 11:03 Eastern.
I thought there's a part I was like, "Oh, Rollins is kicking out of the sheets now." Okay.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of happy because I would have been too many false finishes, but
I just think there was a match type or something that was missing. I don't know. It was just something missing that needed to be added on to, right? It's like the Drew and Punk thing. You can't do a cage again because you just did it at Bad Blood. So it's like, what else? What else do you do? An unsanctioned match, a no holds barred, a last man standing, or a loser leaves WWE match or something like
collar match or something like that. Like bring back one of those older gimmicks. Here's my theory about this. Obviously, I like the match, right?
Yep.
I think what's going to happen is I think Seth is gone for a prolonged period of time. And I think it's because Becky is coming back. Let's be honest, they have a young kid. You probably want a parent at home for the kid's sake. And Seth has been there. He's been running the fucking roads for a couple years now. I think he's well deserved a fucking break. A little bit of vacation, a little bit of time away, time for him to spend with his kid. And he can come back new, right? You can get rid of this Seth Rollins persona that we've had that really, honestly, I've been really fucking hating for years now. I hated it when he was Cody, when Cody and him had a match at Mania. I hated that persona then. So you can now use that as an excuse to get rid of it. You can have him come back as a face, as a heel, whatever you want to do, but you can change things up and give him a break. And I'm sorry, look, there'll be people to fill his spot while he's gone, but when he fucking comes back, it is going to be a massive fucking pop. That's if they do this. I don't know. Maybe they continue this feud. Maybe that goes to like something like Elimination Chamber.
I think this goes to Mania. I have a feeling.
Maybe.
Trilogy. I think this could be a trilogy.
No, I think I do agree with you. It's gonna be a trilogy, but I don't think they're gonna do it at WrestleMania. I think, honestly, now I'm thinking about it. You know what this feud needs?
What?
A championship. It needs a championship.
Oh, so you think?
So have Punk. So have Rollins go away.
Yeah.
Punk wins the title. Maybe even Punk has a little feud in between. Then you pick it up again. Finish
SummerSlam.
That could be interesting.
You can do SummerSlam,
Survivor Series.
SummerSlam, and then the last match could be Survivor Series. That's
and
what
plus you got, and maybe you do one of the Saudi shows. Maybe if Punk's working Saudi, I don't know, because who knows about that. But yeah, I think there's definitely something missing. Like I said, I don't know if it's a championship or a match type or something, but something's missing. And I told you guys in Discord, you know, Seth Rollins' daughter's 5 years old. I think she can take care of herself. I think she'll be all right. I mean,
fucking, what are you, EVS? This is like Mercado logic. Like, I don't care if your dad's on meth.
Yeah, get the kid some cocaine. What bad's gonna do? Come on.
Jesus. Yeah, come on. All the wrestlers used to do cocaine. Got to train the kid up.
The kid can watch herself. She knows right from wrong. She's 5 years old. Come on. She knows what's right.
She's 5 years old.
She has a perfect set. Kids have perfect set of morals at 5 years old. Come on.
If she don't burn down the house, she'll be all right. Come on.
Look, there's enough house burning going on in fucking AEW last year. We don't need any more of that shit.
Let's not talk about that show right now.
Well, hey, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of today's recap. All right, we're gonna quickly go through, see if anyone has anything they want to say before we leave. We'll start with Trey. Trey, you got anything you want to fucking shout out? You anything you want to shill? You sack of shit?
Not really. Just my channel. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Mr. T, you got anything you want to sell? You piece of fucking shit.
Nah, I got enough
you
to show now.
Fuck.
I got enough in the show, but I will give a shout out to WWE's production team and with their promo packages. The whole presentation tonight, especially the beginning, like opening, cold open, whatever it was.
I want that to be the open from now on for every show instead of the then now and forever. I know that's a classic, but
the curtain the curtain thing was so cool, projecting all the old timers on there. The drone shots outside was really cool. I really enjoyed that. The stadium or the arena, that was a really cool ass stadium or arena.
Yes.
And shout out to the fans there, just bringing the energy tonight. Besides, second half of the show, they pretty much died off. But the beginning of that show, man, it was hot. It was a hot crowd. So I think this was a good debut episode for Raw. I am interested in seeing what's going to happen next week. So,
yep.
Find out next week what we have to say.
Anything you want to shill, you sack of shit?
Subscribe to Pin Down Podcast, or it means you are gay.
That's true. Yes.
So we'll find out.
And
who's
if you
gay or not.
subscribe, Boss Hog will give foot jobs.
Oh, Boss Hog gives me nasty, dirty
He's a
foot.
very,
jobs.
very generous lover.
Dirty bitch.
Dirty bitch. All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, fuck
What a
you.
bunch of idiots, imbeciles, stupid as it gets. Stupid, clueless idiot, a bunch of clueless nuts. Is there anybody here that's got any brains? Stupid, stupid, stupid every day, every night. So stupid. Yeah, just really stupid.